going on? Welcome back to the BFC, where we go into the trenches of the trading world and complete DD from the source. Yes, not Dunkin' Donuts. My mom called me and goes, "You're going to get in trouble with that Dunkin' Donuts thing." I go, "Mom, due diligence." So, hey, at least I know she's watching my content now. And I'd also like to introduce Evie and Lapras, a BFC recommendation from the kids. So, we're just making it all family friendly here today. Listen, guys, we have a great show planned for you. Throw your questions in the chat for Chris, for AHRO. Smash the like button, hit subscribe so I keep bringing this live DD. And here we are at almost 2,000 YouTube subs. Let's get there, guys. All right, let's get into this. Let's bring him in. The president of Authentic Holdings Incorporated, ticker AHRO, Mr. Chris Giordano. Chris, welcome to the BFC. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you. Now, we were hoping to have Howard Lau, your newest advisory board member, join us, but we're going to see if he could squeeze us in today. So we're going to be patiently waiting for that. But let's start with you, sir. Let's talk a bit about your background and experience and what the vision is that you're going to bring to Authentic Holdings this year.
Well, my background is largely in the finance world. Okay, I spent it in a few different sectors. Okay, initially it was asset management. Okay, was with a group called Mitchell Hutchins, which was owned by Payne Weber, now UBS, and managed money at that point. Branched out, okay, into investment banking. Had my own firm. Also had a bankruptcy fund that I ran. So I got to learn, finance from a few different angles. The genesis, okay, and the and at the end of the day, okay, the repairing, okay, of things that are, near Armageddon. Okay, so you got to go ahead, okay, in bankruptcy and really see, okay, how a company comes together after it's kind of hit the skid, so to speak. So after that, okay, I spent a lot of time in licensing, licensed Michael Jordan, Claudia Schiffer, Tony Stewart for a few different items that back in the old day, okay, when they were doing Palm Pilots, okay, we had licenses, okay, with a number of different celebrities. And, from that point on, just kind of knocked around, kind of retired, okay, and took over the reins here, okay, a number of years back. And, slowly but surely started to put a team together. Initially, okay, with our CEO, Paul Serbiak, okay, who comes out of the Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, Johnson & Johnson camps. Ran new product development over there, and he came to me with an idea. Okay, and that idea, okay, was the repurposing, okay, of end of life clothing, mostly, okay, industrial waste like the UPSs of the world. Ran some great experiments on it. Rather than getting into the semantics and all the detail for the sake of time, we decided, okay, to run, okay, with Authentic Heroes. Authentic Heroes was really the first vision that we had, which, okay, ultimately, when we looked at it, we had to, go ahead, okay, and test out that theory on a sample line. Had great results and decided to pursue it. So, when I look, okay, at Authentic Heroes and the, and Authentic Holdings, as far as the vision for the entirety of the company, I look at each company as a profit center. And, that in and of itself, okay, is something that, is easily said, but not, easily accomplished. The idea is to build a foundation, okay, around, you pour the concrete before you go ahead, okay, and put up the rest of the house. So we built out foundations in 4 different areas, and they all complement one another. It's really where ultimately, okay, we're going with this. So we have Authentic Heroes. We have, which is basically taking event-worn merchandise that was worn, okay, by a music icon, a pop icon, okay, a athlete of sorts, okay. And we use a patented technology that Paul had developed. And it's a manufacturing process with trade secrets built into it. And we turn one into many, so to speak. We could turn a Tom Brady jersey, which is unaffordable by the masses, but we can go out, license a Tom Brady, pay for a jersey, and turn that jersey into many jerseys, 1,000 jerseys, 5,000 jerseys. And ultimately they become, registered on the blockchain and ultimately, okay, become a keepsake in a way, because really what we're doing is we're democratizing the collectible clothing business in a way, making it affordable for the masses so everybody could own a slice of history, so to speak, okay, with, one of their favorite icons, so to speak, right? And then, okay, we move into, the other three, okay, which would be, okay, in the case of vinyl, vinyl, okay, is an area that we are really excited about. We had, okay, some starts and stops in the past by virtue, okay, of not being able to, really get past, okay, the delivery schedules that were necessary in the area. We were mass producing stuff in China and, just couldn't, let's say at that particular point, get it here in the year 2022. We're in the process of getting our copyrights done, okay, on a catalog of 30,000 master recordings. And once that's done, we have a manufacturer here in the United States that is going to go ahead, okay, and take care of the entirety, okay, of our manufacturing process, our drop shipping, et cetera, et cetera. We had orders for almost 500,000 units initially back in 2022. We were trying to fill 150,000 of them because we didn't have enough runway to do the 500,000. Okay, it came later on in the year when demand came from the likes of Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble. So now, okay, we're set up for 2024. We're going to get rid of the inventory, okay, that we once had, and that's 150,000 pieces that I believe, okay, will be sold for 7 digits, and then move into 2024, okay, with new merchandise, hopefully before the year is out. Then moving into the space, okay, of what would be, okay, broadcasting. That right now is our crown jewel in Maybacks, and Maybacks is a group that owns 56 channels across a spectrum, okay, of let's call it, okay, almost 70 million people that are viewing us right now, and it's primarily here in the U.S. With that said, that's our footprint. Okay, we are around the corner from going ahead, okay, and ultimately, launching, okay, several more markets, global markets for that matter, okay, that will give us a footprint of potentially close to 500 million people, and that's somewhere, okay, in the course, okay, the next few weeks, okay, you'll see that happen. Lastly is our NFT platform, known as the NFT Mint Farm, which is basically a complement to our physical products. So, in other words, if we were to sell an Authentic Heroes jersey, a hoodie, okay, it has a QR code. That QR code, when you scan it, registers it on the blockchain and ultimately gives you a free NFT as well. And that NFT, okay, can be collectible. It can trade because we'll have an auction site up there soon, okay, and ultimately, okay, the 4 subsidiaries are kind of connected in a way because they complement one another and at the same time have their own individuality. We're bringing on top people, okay, to run these, okay, as you know, okay, with Howard. Comes out of Sony, tremendous background. I have another individual's name I can't mention that's going to be running, okay, the vinyl division. That's a 3-time award winner, okay, for Distributor of the Year. He'll be running vinyl. So, okay, we're ready to go, okay, and at this point, okay, I'm excited, okay, about the future of this company.
Okay, so we have the 4, let's call them divisions. It's Authentic Heroes, it's the broadcasting, the NFT, and that was Mint Coin, you said?
NFT Mint Farm.
Oh, Mint Farm. All right. Mint Farm. I got coins on the brain. And then vinyl. And we're going to talk more about these. We're going to break them down more specifically as we get on. And guys, if you have any questions, make sure this is why we're here, is so you guys could ask questions. So if you're on the YouTube, pop them in the chat. And actually, we just got a note here. I see Howard is with us. So let's bring him in. Your newest advisory board member, Howard Lau. Let's bring him in. Mr. Lau, welcome to the BFC.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I just joined the advisory board a few weeks ago. I'm very excited to be supporting Chris and this team at Authentic Heroes.
This is great. Now you have quite a background. You spent 16 years, if I'm correct, as a senior VP at Sony. Now that could be a podcast in and of itself, but I know you are like super pressed for time, so I want to keep it to Authentic Holdings today. But given your extensive experience, what is it that you're going to bring as an advisory board member to Authentic, and what past experiences have equipped you to successfully advise this team?
Yes, well, thanks for asking. I do bring decades of business experience in the music industry, working on securing, managing both music and music artist merchandising rights. I've worked with some of the best and brightest people in the business, all some of the most talented and legendary artists in the world. And I've been lucky. I've learned quite a bit from all of this. From an artist merchandising perspective, that's most relevant to Authentic Heroes. I ran a major artist merchandising company at Sony Music. I oversaw name and likeness rights acquisitions and management, creative and design, production, e-com, licensing, live event and tour sales, brand development, really the whole gamut for artist merchandising. And I had a great team, and I'm very proud to have grown that company really into a global powerhouse. So, with that, I'm excited to provide support and expertise to Chris and his team to help build the Authentic Heroes brand. One of the first things I think is to evaluate the business and the business needs to see how we can leverage existing competitive advantages while mitigating risk.
Wow. Yeah. And like I said, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of Sony or any of your past experience. Like I want to stick to Authentic, but there's no doubt in my mind when I was researching you that you are absolutely like going to be a smashing advisor to this company. And I'm really excited as an investor. I'm very excited. I know Chris is very excited. I know a lot of the people out there watching are very excited. What most excites you about Authentic itself?
Well, I think what's exciting to me is really the scope of capabilities that the Authentic Holdings divisions, the 4 divisions that you had just asked about, either have or will have soon. In speaking with Chris and his team and learning about Authentic, this includes TV streaming via major TV OS platforms such as Roku, audio and video content, connections, pressing vinyl, and getting vinyl and media product into important retailers, and of course that proprietary merch component for Authentic Heroes. It's weaving original fibers of icons and heroes worn clothing, and creating unique collectible merch for the fans. These components can be very symbiotic if executed properly. I find that exciting and unique.
That's awesome. And you do see that a possibility of a great expansion into that market that Authentic Heroes is serving?
Well, look, yes. I mean, it's only been a few weeks that I've joined, so I don't want to, put the cart before the horse and be speculative here. I'm still learning about the company. But obviously I'm excited to be here, or I wouldn't be here. I think Chris is a brilliant business executive. He's got a long proven history, which I'll let speak for itself. And he's assembling a team that I think is skilled and passionate and really important. I think with Authentic Heroes, proprietary technology, and all the other complementary divisions of Authentic Holdings, particularly the media rights and streaming capabilities, access to distribution, to production, and even blockchain for the right opportunities. There's quite a bit of components here, which, if tapped correctly, I think can move the needle. But the brand needs to be built first, and that will take hard work, which we obviously want to have pay off. We're actually already looking at some potential opportunities, and hopefully Chris will be able to speak more on those as they progress. So,
right on. And I just want to say, thanks for hopping on here. I know you're pressed for time, and but I do want to give you just a closing statement opportunity. And like I said, I know you're in a rush, but what's the one thing that you'd like the final thought that you want to share with shareholders or potential investors regarding the vision that has been laid out so far?
Yeah, look, everything I'm hearing, it's I'm excited. I'm excited to be supporting the team. I think there's some good opportunity here. So if everything's done correctly, so
awesome, Mr. Howard Lau. I look forward to having you on again. And hey, it's your first time on the BFC, so I hope it was a good experience for you, sir.
It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's get this guy out of here. Get him out. It's always great to have a new guest, Chris, isn't it? I'm actually glad he was able to make time for us. It's a very exciting thing, and especially he's only been at it, and I talked to him, and he's like, I've only been here a couple of weeks. I go, I think you're going to do great. intelligent gentleman, and I think he's going to serve as a major asset for you. I do.
I believe so too. Howard and I have actually been speaking, okay, for probably 6 months, sharing ideas and understanding, okay, the challenges and the rewards, okay, that come with the ability for us to go ahead and have our point of distinction, okay, which is the authentic heroes proposition. So he understands it from so many different angles, okay, and his advice, okay, has really, been spectacular to date. And we're working on a few different things, okay, that ultimately I believe, okay, will kind of put us in a different spot than where we are right now.
Right on. Guys, keep putting those questions in there. We're going to get to your questions in just a second. But, like I said, I love a company that has different divisions. A lot of the companies that I invest in tend to have, I like how you have authentic heroes. You have the vinyl, you have broadcast, you have the NFT. But I do want to talk a little bit about vinyl. And I know some people are thinking this, and this is sort of like what my thought. The more I looked into this, I sort of proved myself wrong. I'm like, oh, vinyl, what's the big deal? Well, you know what? I looked and read something that we've sold more vinyl, since the most vinyl since 1988 in regards to that. Now, if you look at this, if you look at the vinyl record market, it reached globally 1.8 billion in 2023. And CAGR is 7.1%, but it's expected to grow. It's expected to almost double. So, you talk about the 30,000 records, talk about the 150 capacity and the manufacturer. Are you able at this point to share with us the manufacturer that you're going to be working with?
Yes. Okay. There is a group, okay, that did all of Ted Turner's colorizations, okay, known as Technicolor USA. They're a multi-billion-dollar organization that I was introduced to by a third party and friend that has a facility in Guadalajara under NAFTA, okay, that has almost 30 record press machines. And the first thing I asked of the SVP over there, okay, what is your capacity to produce? Are you at capacity? Because the biggest challenge in vinyl, okay, was getting something done in time, or for JIT, just in time inventory supply. Okay. And that was the challenge in 2022. Even though we had 500,000 orders, we could only fill 150,000. And then, okay, we were met at the border, okay, with customs. Okay. So we're past that now. Okay. Now the issue, okay, is can they produce? Yes, they can produce 500,000 records inside 4 weeks and have it delivered, okay, to the warehouses of big box, which is huge for us because we own a catalog. Shouldn't say, okay, own it, but we have the exclusive license on it for up to 30,000 master recordings. So we're in a position to build out theme-based record, let's say productions for the likes, okay, of Barnes & Noble for Black History Month, okay, or Valentine's Day, okay, it could be, the holiday season, okay, and we're exploring that right now. Our unique ability, unlike most companies that are in that business, is we have a very aggressive marketing partner in a group called Inventel, okay? And they will handle all of the big bucks. And, at this point, he has very well established relationships. So having the ability to own the music, basically, be able to manufacture it very quickly. And to give you an idea, they just did 1.5 million pieces for Taylor Swift. Okay, that Pink album that you made, I think it's called Love. And with that said, it puts us in a position that we were never in before, because the biggest problem that anybody had, unless you're doing small runs, is the ability, okay, to get it delivered, okay, inside 6 months. The backlog was 6 to 9 months, okay, a wait period, because vinyl production places just went, they went the way of the dodo bird. And, it started to build itself back up, especially, as you said, the CAGR on this, okay, has been averaging right around 10% over the last few years, but it's here to stay. And the one unique thing, okay, that I noticed is that younger people are starting to buy vinyl aggressively.
Yes. I believe it. I've seen it with my friends have done it. I've seen more friends get record players in the last couple of years than I've probably seen my whole childhood. This is pretty funny.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think, okay, of our integration, okay, we're vertically and horizontally integrated. Okay. And when you bring up the idea of vinyl, okay, I can have an aspiring artist, maybe that has a following, okay, of maybe, okay, they're not necessarily A-listers, but they're B-listers. And we're a one-stop shop for a group like that. Because, okay, we not only, okay, can we go ahead, okay, and do your merch and make it one-of-a-kind merch, right? Okay, that obviously, okay, your fan base would love. but we also have the ability to A, manufacture your vinyl, B, distribute your vinyl into big box, as well as specialty stores, smaller retailers like Myers, okay, or Books A Million, okay. We have the ability to distribute, number one, okay. Number two, okay, we have the ability to go ahead, okay, and broadcast your live events. All right, which, and maybe even do a pay-per-view if the audience, okay, is apt to want to pay for it. So we're a one-stop shop for an aspiring music artist and possibly, okay, an A-lister too.
Very interconnected. And I mean, you could incorporate the NFT platform in everything that you just mentioned as well.
That is correct.
I mean,
NFTs have gotten a bad name, okay, over the last few years, okay, because of rug pulls and things of that nature, okay. But at the end of the day, NFTs are coming back, okay, and what's driving them is the functionality and it's no longer the art, okay. Everybody was an artist, okay, and everybody put out an NFT, but our NFT platform is very girthy, okay. We stress test that thing, and the individual who runs it is an ex-naval intelligence officer and worked on SATCOM. He is the goods, okay, so to speak, okay. And with that said, we can house over 100 million NFTs on our NFT platform, and it's blockchain agnostic, most importantly. Wow. So if somebody has something that they minted someplace else and they had a rug pull done, we can go ahead, okay, and give them a home, okay. So we're starting a project, hopefully, okay, in less than 30 days. We'll probably announce it, called the Orphan Project, because there's so many orphan NFTs out there, okay, and they need a place, they need a home, just like every other NFT that didn't have a rug pull done. So I think, okay, the next step in the process, okay, for vinyl is, all right, is it going to be an integrated product that gets combined, okay, with all our other assets with an individual artist, or are we just going to press theme-based vinyl? Okay, which we're looking at potentially a Rat Pack version for 2024, Rat Pack Christmas. That'll feature Frank Sinatra. We own Sammy Davis Jr., okay, mechanical rights on Sammy Davis Jr., and in addition to that, okay, Dean Martin. Okay, so, we're exploring, okay, some interesting things in the vinyl area. Don't want to put out any numbers yet, but in time that may come. So, okay, I'm looking forward to that being run by an individual, okay, that will probably announce, okay, in the next few weeks here.
Yeah, some of our regulars here, Jordan Hugga has an insane vinyl collection. The videos, girlfriend loves vinyl, and so Jordan goes, I want to go home and listen right now, and it's exciting. I'm telling you, and there is, I've been 16 years in music. I have a music degree, and I can tell you there is an authentic sound quality to a vinyl compared to cassette or compared to digital. Something that is not duplicable. You can't duplicate them. I just did a George Bush's in there. Not duplicable. But you can't duplicate. I mean, it has a raw, authentic sound. When you listen to that record, I mean, the quality is just, it's unlike anything else that's out there. I don't care if it's MP3 or cassette. It's not going to match vinyl, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I've heard that from many people, actually. Okay,
yeah.
I've been through, having okay, 5 kids. Okay, I've gone through every type of formatting that there was, okay, and obviously growing up on 8 tracks, okay, going to cassettes, okay, from there, there were CDs, and then my first son was born. It was when he was, okay, a young teen, okay, was downloading on an iPod. Then you went from downloading, okay, to right now to streaming, okay, and what they forgot about was content. There's no content that goes along with streaming, okay, so that's why vinyl, when they see it for the first time, they didn't even know what it was. It was just like, what is that? That plays music, really? Okay. But then they went out and they started bring back 45s. Okay. There could be a market for 45s. I mean, they're out there. Okay. There are some 45s being created, actually. Okay. But the market, okay, for vinyl is alive and kicking, and we expect to make a dent in it. We have, our range of music, okay, is every genre you can think of. And it goes back to the 30s with the ink spots. Okay, and it runs straight through to the 90s, with Fagan, okay, and the formers, okay, of Steely Dan, okay, Bob Marley, okay. Wow. So we have the ability to press a lot of vinyl. It's just a matter of what is it that the market wants, okay, and we'll figure that out in the coming months.
Right on. I have a couple more questions, then we're going to get to our chat. All right, sure. I did want to talk about. I wanted to really give us the lowdown on Maybacks. All right, and you actually just had a PR today
Yeah.
Mayback's global signs agreement with the world's largest digital ad agencies. So Orca, Smarty Ads, Boldwin Media, Pilot X, and Ads Intelligence will all be marketing your Vast Tags ads program. So, talk about Maybach's, talk about what's going on with this. Why is this PR so significant?
Well, Vast tags, okay, are a relatively new entry into the advertising space. Okay, they've only been around a handful of years, but they are significant in the vein that they run all day and they run, off streaming. Okay, they're not part of scheduled programming. Scheduled programming, is what you used to watch as a kid. Okay, where they ran, whether it was the 5 channels that they originally had back in the 60s and 70s. Okay, or for that matter, before the advent of streaming. Okay, and otherwise known as what we are. Okay, is basically a fast channel. Okay, fast channels. Okay, are channels that are free of ads. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, they're driven by ads. Okay, so when you look at the opportunity that Mayback's has created a footprint in a short window of time that we had gone from 13 markets to now 32 markets with 56 channels of content, and the content that we have is all owned by Mayback's. It was acquired during a 15-year period. Movies that are driven. We have Kevin Costner movies. We have Elvis Presley movies. Okay, we have family programming. The programming, by and large, on Mayback's is akin to, let's say, a TV channel like TV Land. Okay, that would be on your cable or satellite system, right? Okay, so it's good, wholesome entertainment. Okay, and that keeps us out of the way of the FCC and the fines that go along. Okay, with breaking some of the rules in that area. And so the idea is to take our content and spread it to as many affiliate stations as we can, which is what we're doing right now. Those 23 stations that we announced a few weeks ago, or a week ago actually, were brand new markets for us. Houston, Dallas, there's these are major markets that allow our rate card to go up. And what happens, is when they see the footprint out there, all of these advertising agencies show up and they want to be able to do what? Sell ads. That's how they get paid. They get paid because they sell ads. Now, at the end of the day, they need to have an audience, that's watching those ads. So I can't go into great detail about it, but over the next coming weeks, you're going to see us sign with 2 major consumer electronics companies that will be co-branding and co-marketing, our TV network. And that is going to go out into, over 20 countries, and major countries, with populations, that are, in the 9-digit area, and more. So, I think the next step in the process is to just go ahead and continue to add to the ad agencies that are going to want to, join up with us in a Vast Tag program. And a Vast Tag is simply because, the simplest way to describe it is a digital ad that pops up, when you click on something. So in other words, you click on a channel, and the way it'll work, for us with these partnerships is there'll be a banner ad up there, right next to Netflix, Prime, whatever is on that ribbon, and it's going to say, come check out our new content partner. I Dream CTV. You click on it, it takes you to the electronic program guide. That electronic program guide gives you our selection of channels. Click on a channel, up pops a Vast Tag. Whether you watch it for 1 second or you watch it, for the full 30 seconds or minute or 2 minutes it would run, we get paid. And we split that with our partner. So, that I'm hoping to have the first one, I believe, will be signed, in the next week to 10 days. And the follow on, probably in less than 30. And now, we have an audience that nobody out there really ever had before, and we had a Vast Tag partnership, a little while back, with a group called Local BTV. And they were very successful in Vast Tags. And they built that Vast Tag empire that they had, short-lived as it was, on the back, of our content, because they didn't own content. They licensed content. So they would license ESPN. They would license, they basically had local news and stuff like that. And they had a relationship, with our broadcast manager, and Maureen Cooper, and Maureen, being the good soul that she is, agreed to license them content. And they built an empire that was doing over $2 million a month in FASTag revenue. We were supposed to share in that revenue by virtue of giving them the content. They went dark. We ended up on our own, and we're much better off for it. And that you'll see in the coming weeks. Wow. as we that independence that we now have allows us to really amp up the opportunity far beyond where we would have been with local BTV. So, wow. Yeah, the whole Mayback's proposition is something that gives rise to so many different opportunities. It's really an epicenter right now. It's really what it is.
It sounds like it. And obviously we're going to be getting news in the next couple of weeks, month. I like that. Investors like having an influx of news, and they like transparency. They like the CEO, the president, the management team to always keep people up to speed. And that means you have stuff going on, which is great. A lot of companies, they're there and they're not present, if you know what I mean. So,
well, I don't want to sound over exuberant, Eric. I can get a little over exuberant at times. But there's a lot to be excited about. It's kind of like the concentration of all the efforts over the last year and a half are now coming to bear fruit. And with that said, we're really ready, to share everything that we can, with investors beyond, up to the limit that we cannot. In terms of confidentiality and things of that nature. But I welcome questions, whether it be on this call, or for that matter, anytime thereafter, via email, via phone. I don't hide under desk. I'm here when it's bad, and I'm here when it's good. So, feel free, to reach out anytime, you guys really want to.
Absolutely. I have one more question, and then we're going to get right to our chat. And by the way, we have 158 people watching live. So, guys. Hey guys, smash the like button. Seriously, I appreciate it. The BFC community appreciates it. The Patreon link is in the comments section. Rob, if you want to throw that up again. But guys, we should have 158 likes on this video today. So make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. The BFC community is growing. I did want to talk about, listen, your SEC reporting, fully audited. Things are looking great. This is nice to find a company in your position that has all these things going on to be SEC reporting. My question is this. Right now, you're approaching maxed out on your authentic share count. I want you to talk a little bit about, will you be increasing the authorized share count? Will you be doing a reverse split this year or next year? And if you were to, what would be the conditions on a reverse split? And 3, talk about convertible debt and if there are any sellers that are going to be aggressively selling in anytime soon. I know that's a big question, but those are questions that people.
Well, it's 4 questions. It's not that difficult. Just remind me if I forget one. That's all. So authorized shares. I don't expect any increase in AS at all. Unless, of course, there was an opportunity to do a merger of some sort with a substantial company. That's kind of aligned with our philosophy and thinking, and share our view of what should happen. But I don't expect to see that anytime soon, or is there anything on the table like that? We have our ideas of what we are looking to acquire, but that's sometime for down the road. And there is availability there, but not this year. This year, we're concentrating on basically organic growth, not acquisitions. And that organic growth, in my opinion, will get you greater value in the marketplace than acquisitions will. Organic growth, they pay out, in a normalized market. You're uplisted, to NASDAQ, you got analyst coverage, organic growth, combined with acquisition is always a great platform, but I don't expect any AS increase this year, by virtue of, is there a possibility, that we will issue more shares, in terms of dilution? That's always a great possibility, by virtue of the fact that, in order to grow something, you got to finance it. And, there's good dilution, there's bad dilution, and bad dilution is just dilution that occurs and you get no return for that dilution. So, at this point, if we had to go raise, several $100,000 to go acquire a string of stations, that's going to increase our footprint, in a dramatic way, we may have to issue some equity. We may do it in the form of a convertible preferred that doesn't convert for 2 years. The ability to finance a company. When I look at where we are, compared to where we were in 2020. 2020, we had 1.5 billion shares outstanding, and today, we're barely at 2 billion. And that's 4 years later. So I think, okay, I understand dilution to the degree where I don't want it because it doesn't do me any good, okay, either. And to the point, okay, where, are we looking at a reverse stock split? I don't see any reason to do a reverse stock split unless it's going to come accompanied by a trigger event. And that trigger event has got to be substantial. I've done them in the past, but I've done them, okay, with listed companies when I was advising bankruptcies and things of that nature, okay, and they worked. Reverse stock splits just to get the price higher. I've never understood that, okay, or will ever do something like that. But, okay, there are people that complain, okay, well, okay, if the stock doesn't get to a penny, what do you do? Okay, how do I get my, my stock deposited anywhere? How can I go ahead, okay, and, at this particular point, okay, get on OTCQB because you need to be a penny. So I'll sacrifice being on OTCQB not to do an RSS, okay, before it's time. You do an RSS in conjunction with a major acquisition. You do an RSS, okay, maybe, okay, in conjunction, okay, with an uplisting, and that's the only time I see doing an RSS. Now, what were the other two questions, Eric? Okay.
Yeah, I know there was one more
question. I'm an older guy, so I forget sometimes. Right?
You know what? And I've been known to sabotage my own questions when I put so many questions in there. I do want to follow, like, what would be the dream share price that you would split to maybe uplist? Would you hit it at like maybe 4 cents, 5 cents? What would be
I'm looking. I always look at things in terms of market valuation. I don't look at it in terms of price. Okay, so if we have 5 billion shares outstanding, okay, which we don't, okay, and the stock's a penny, it's a $50 million valuation, right? Is it worth the 50? Okay, so I look at it like this, and this may sound, okay, a little like I'm overextending, but I've been around, okay, quite a while, okay, and this is my last hurrah, okay, and I'm going to make it happen because, okay, I've made it happen for so many other people, okay, and now it's a matter of making it happen for our shareholders, okay, and our investors, our real stakeholders, okay, that, had backed my play. I have, okay, almost $2 million invested in this company over the years, right? So I'm not shy, okay, I have the courage of my conviction, okay, and at this point, a dream price would be 5 cents. And that would be $100 million valuation. How do we get to $100 million valuation? Bearing in mind that we're barely at a few million right now. Well, you get that through cash flow. And I think the charge that it is going to ignite that moving forward is going to be the Mayback's footprint. Because, okay, we have, and I can't go into great detail, okay, our partners, okay, that I was speaking to earlier are so excited about the app that we're going to launch on iOS, okay, and APK. That, they reduced, okay, what they were going to get because they're going to co-market that for us, okay, and they went from, 30% down to 20% so they can get exclusivity, okay, so I think the cash flow that comes off Mayback's, okay, is going to get us halfway down the road, to be very frank with you, okay, broadcast companies, entertainment companies, and, on listed exchanges trade for 25, okay, to 50 times earnings. I'm not saying that that's going to happen here because this is not what I consider to be, okay, a market, okay, that necessarily, brings out true value, okay, and that's why the uplisting, okay, is so important because I don't get anything unless we get uplisted. In order to get uplisted, there are two things that we need to achieve, okay, as principles of the company, because right now I own 5 million shares of the stock. That's it. And I have a voting preferred that allows me, okay, to make decisions, okay, when decisions need to be made. In order to go ahead, okay, and get the stock, okay, that I would be entitled to, okay, we have to do two things. We have to earn $1 million net, and we have to have an uplisting. If only one of them happens, I get nothing, okay? Our principals get nothing. Wow. And, okay, same thing, okay, with a few of our key strategic people, okay? They all are growing, okay, we eat what we kill over here, okay, and that's going to be the attitude going forward up until the point, okay, that this company has enough cash flow where we can actually pay everybody a decent salary. Okay, so that announcement will be made, okay, and it will be filed with an 8K, probably, I would say, in either late May or June, okay, in terms of that preferred that, stipulates it doesn't convert out, okay, unless we earn $1 million net after tax and we get an uplisting. So our uplisting goal is not NASDAQ. It's more than likely New York Stock Exchange, baby New York Stock Exchange, Amex. And I'm thinking 2 years down the road is when we're making that application. I think by that time, okay, we'll be in a position. OTCQB is a possibility if, the stock, okay, reacts the way I think it will. and that's just my opinion, okay, as to the things that are in our future, very near future. When I say very near future, I mean over the next 3 to 6 months, what will happen with this company, you won't recognize it anymore. And that will get us to where we need to.
Statement.
Well, it's a bold statement, yes. Okay, but remember, okay, I don't get anything. Okay, I'm sitting here working for no salary, my own capital in, and it's because I'm trying to create something. This is a legacy deal, is what it is for all of us. Okay, that have put this together, and a guy like Howard, okay, it's coming on board. Okay, you know, I mean, Paul, okay, our CEO, 3 other individuals that will be announced over the course of the coming month. Okay, are all coming on board. Okay, because they have the vision. You know, the vision, okay, is that we have something that nobody else has, not only for merch, but in terms of a vertical and horizontally integrated company that can serve the needs, whether of an athlete, okay, but mostly, okay, in the music arena. Okay, we can do everything for an artist. And right now we're working, okay, with an artist, okay, that is an A-lister. And that's for a live event. And the potential, okay, to go ahead, okay, and do a live concert. It's a promotional production piece, okay, and you know, okay, we're in the deep throes, okay, of what I think are final negotiations. You know, they've already said, okay, we'll allow you to go ahead, okay, and do the sponsorship in terms of what we would bring to the table, because you know, we have people that are very heavy into the sponsorship arena, and so they said yes to that. I said, well, I'm not going to say yes to you, okay, unless you give me the broadcast rights. You give me the broadcast rights, okay, because the sponsors will want to be seen on TV. The sponsors will want a shout out from the artist as well. It's not the old sponsorship days where you got a static banner, okay, in the back of the stage, okay, or, you know, you got some, a little bit of a TV play on a VOD or something like that. It's changed. It's been put on its head, and it's driven by social media. And our guys are pretty pronounced in that arena, our sponsorship guys. So
is it a household name, would you say?
Oh yeah. It's up there. Okay. The world knows who it is. Okay. Wow. Once the name is mentioned. So I'm hoping to, at some point in time in the next coming weeks, okay, see where we're at. And there's all sorts of goodies that come okay with that. Okay. All sorts of goodies that will happen after that. Because our brand will be born. The Authentic Heroes brand could very well be born on that given day.
With the intertwined divisions, all of it can be born.
Yeah, all of it can be born.
That's what you laid out. I want to get to, there was one more part of that question, but Jason only sort of covers it here. And I want to get to the questions for my BFC audience here. And by the way, we're at 195 live. Guys, smash that like button. 195. Nice, good show today. On 3/27, AHRO tweeted the sellers confirmed that they have completed the sale of their common stock. Can you please elaborate on that and status of updating corporate description on OTC markets? So could you talk about the seller? Could you talk about convertibles going forward? And are you going to be updating?
Okay. There was an individual group that had a note that they wanted to convert out of. And recently, and they were always, I have an extraordinarily good relationship, believe it or not, with our convertible note holders. And I think by virtue of the way it was handled just a week ago when they were liquidating 2/3 of that note, I bought out the rest of the note. And that's why it never saw the light of day. And they allowed me to do that. And typically they don't allow you to do that, I mean, unless you're within the confines of, the 6-month window, right? So that relationship, is now complete in terms of its business angle, and we still talk. It's been supportive of our company, lent the company the money, when we were doing the vinyl. So we have a solid relationship. There will be no more conversions from that convertible note fund. The other convertible note funds, have been extremely supportive as well. All right. And I can't go into names. I don't want to mention names, who they are, but they're extremely friendly. They are not toxic in the vein, of most convertible note, funds, that are out there. And, the issue, of how do we end up with convertible notes? All right. Well, we ended up with convertible notes because in 2019, we were approached, by a broker at a firm that ultimately was going to do a $3 to $5 million equity raise for us, and said, take on these notes. Okay, so this way you don't have to continue laying out your own personal money. And we did. Okay, in anticipation of doing a deal in March of 2020 that ultimately went away because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then conversions started happening a month later in April. Okay, and we went from 54 million shares to 1.5 billion, and I believe me, I'm sensitive to all of that. Okay, and that's why I pulled the 10K that year. Okay, I pulled the 10K so this way there wouldn't be any other conversions. Nobody ever thought we would come back from that, and we came back, and here we are now. Okay, in a 1,000 times better position with a lower market valuation. Okay, which is it's just part of the game, I guess, right? Okay, but at the end of the day, the other convertible note holders are not converting. They haven't converted. They've been with us for 2 years. They funded the raw material supply for the vinyl albums that we created in 2022. And when those 150,000 albums are flipped, which they will be, this year, they get paid back. And that's it. They've been really, really, good partners. Okay. I do not have any other convertible note holders, that I would consider to be toxic. And there will, excuse me, with all candor, and, retention serving me better now. There is one note, that will convert out, but it's a small note. It's 50,000. Okay. And it'll happen over 5 months. Okay. These are the relationships that I've developed. $10,000 a month. Is something if we're hoping that the market can handle. I believe it could, given all the things that we have going on. So, and that's it. There's nothing else. So, as far as I saw the question there. Was something with corporate structure. What was that?
Basically, the status of updating corporate description on OTC markets.
Yeah, that needs to get done. And you know what? I only have 8 tentacles. And it needs to get done. So more than likely we'll have our attorney, take care of that, And OTCQB, I've already had conversations with OTCQB, and they're welcoming us. Our biggest challenge, in getting back to OTCQB, was the fact, that we're, we trade, unsolicited trades only, right? That makes it a little bit more difficult for investors out there. And we understand that. So the idea was to get back to OTCQB. But the whole idea in getting back to OTCQB, was got to fill out a 15C2-11. Well, at that particular point, it got so cumbersome, and we couldn't get the records, from the original issuer, which was a predecessor company. So at that particular point, we weren't in a position to file it. I called OTCQB, spoke with legal, had a long conversation with legal, told them what we're about, told them, that in the second quarter, we're going to be a revenue producing company, that will possibly even have a positive month, in terms of cash flow. And they said, the fact that you filed with the SEC and S1, the fact that you have been current, or at least filed on time, over the course of the last umpteen quarters, we'll find you a market maker. You just need to pay the $5,000 application fee, $15,000 fee after that, and we'd be good to go. But that still goes back to the 1 cent price. Yeah. So there isn't going to be any RSS just to get to a 1 cent price or anything like that. So we'll earn our way there. We will earn our way there. I feel very confident in our operations getting us there.
That's awesome. That's great news for the people that are watching. I want to go through. I have about 5 more questions actually from the audience.
Okay.
And so let's. By the way, guys, thanks for joining. This has been excellent. Good way to spend your lunch hour for those of you that are working. All right, let's get. Anthony, the video, does your NFT hold any utility other than being a collectible?
Interesting question. So let me give you an example of what we're going to do. We want to do something a little bit more novel, Anthony. And the way we're going to do that is, our developer, the guy who built out our blockchain, our NFT platform, came up with a really good idea. And that is to go after rug pulls. Because what we're going to be able to do is bring something that may have been minted on Solana or Cardano anywhere that there was a rug pull. Okay, and there's several of them out there. They're not nearly as big as the crypto rug pulls. But what we'll be able to do is create a template on top of our NFT platform that is specific to that rug pull. Develop, okay, on Discord, a community, okay, where he's very heavy in Discord. Okay, so and at that particular point, what we would do is we would invite that community to come over for nothing. Okay, and develop a sense of community, a sense, okay, of platform for communication and trading that NFT that has very little or no value right now because of the rug pull. We've identified 13 projects so far. And I can't remember the name of the project, okay, but we'll probably be introduced to it sometime in the course of the next 30 days through a contact I have, which is one of the people that's coming on board, okay, to run another area. And there was one kid that was done, I can't recall, you, Anthony, you probably know before I would. And that was the one that was done where Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather Jr. were the promoters, okay, behind it. And it was a big rug pull, okay, as far as NFTs go. I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 million. Wow. And they're talking, and, you know, somebody paid as much as $42,000, I think, for one of those NFTs. It had functionality. Okay, it had certain functions. You get this, you get that. So will we have functionality? We'll give you a place to trade, but we can't necessarily, you know, go ahead, okay, and give you the functionality from the platform that was previous to us. But any NFT that we put forth that is our own, okay, will have the functionality of free tickets, things of that nature, okay, on concerts that we're promoting, or for that matter, okay, let's say, okay, we're looking at doing something right now that more than likely, okay, we feel, okay, is going to be, we're associated with a group, okay, out there that's in the AI space, heavy music AI, okay, and patented technology, okay, it's a company called, and they don't mind, okay, they're friends of mine, okay, called Digitrax, okay, and Digitrax allows us to take a song and remaster it by adding an instrument, pulling an instrument, taking out a snare drum, putting in a bass drum, okay, whatever, and it makes us basically makes it our property at that particular point. We still got to pay the publishing on it. You always got to pay the publishing. But when it's over said and done, okay, that is a functionality, okay, that ultimately will turn into an NFT. That NFT will have the functionality of allowing you to do something that most NFTs, music NFTs, do not allow you to do. And most music NFTs, if you go to Tory Lane's, okay, when it's dark, okay, that was probably the most pronounced music NFT that ever came out. So I think it was I don't know, 4 million, okay, inside $1 million in 4 minutes. And that was done by somebody I know, okay, and it was a continuous play. You can't stop it, you can't pause it, you can't rewind it, you can't choose what track you want to play, it just plays continuously. So the functionality is to allow you to play it almost like, okay, you're playing something on a digital player, okay, you just select the track you want, okay, so functionality there. It may come with a vinyl. Okay, because we don't want to build up inventory. It's important for everybody to understand. We do not build inventory. Most of our business in the music area, okay, as far as vinyls are concerned, we're going to be driven by wholesale and purchase orders. Purchase order financing, account receivable financing if it's necessary. And ultimately, okay, we do not want to take any inventory risk. So when it comes, okay, to something, let's say we're doing, okay, a Bob Marley NFT. We're associated with a group, okay, that will do a hologram. Okay, and that hologram will sync with the music. Okay, and at that particular point, that NFT, okay, will be something, okay, unlike most that you see out there. Okay, and it's been beta tested already. We're in a really good spot with NFTs. We just haven't really. We minted, okay, 500,000 Christmas albums, okay, which were available at one point, and we didn't burn them. They're still there. But it's because we couldn't get the albums in. They were reserved, okay, for the albums. Because if you scan we had the only vinyl out there for industry first where had a QR code on the album. And if you scanned that QR code, it would drop an NFT in your wallet after you went through 2 levels of authentication. Okay, or it would create your wallet, okay, and drop that digital version of that Christmas album into your wallet. Okay, so we're expecting NFTs, okay, to pick up the rear. Let's say, okay, it'll come, okay, with the function, okay, of being able to complement one of our other physical products and give you, okay, the digital version of that project, okay, or product, okay, and we call them Fidgy twins, is what we call them, okay, so.
And that makes sense with, you know, what you're talking about is integrating it. Like, it boosts the value of that NFT, I would think.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get through a couple questions here. I know we're almost ready to wrap up here. Let's talk. Jess in LA, will Maybacks look to take equity positions in the segmented lifestyle channels you help break?
Take equity positions in the lifestyle channels, meaning specifically, okay,
the channels that you launch.
Yeah,
we take equity positions in those on
Maybacks. Okay, so I'll give you an example, okay, but it's not necessarily a lifestyle channel, but it's a channel that we'll be launching sometime soon. We've talked about it before, but now, okay, it's ready to go. And that is, we're going to be launching a 24-hour shopping channel, right? Okay, now, will we have equity position in that shopping channel? Yes, 100%. Okay. Will we receive, okay, remuneration in the form, okay, of royalties? Yes. Okay, because what I'm doing is I'm giving this group a footprint that is based overseas in a brand new market, which is China, India, Russia, Southeast Asia, Australia, a market that they're not involved in. And their manufacturing base is in China. So it's very easy for them, okay, to not have to go on a boat, a slow boat, or bring all their inventory over here. They can drop ship right from the manufacturing site, okay, with the exception of Australia. Okay, everything is done by truck. So we get 5% of every sale. Okay, we'll be announcing that. Okay, that'll be, we may put it in the form of an 8K just for reassurance for everybody. Okay, you know, we like the 8K, okay, because, you know, it kind of, you know, goes ahead, okay, and gives us, okay, that much more credibility than just a press release. And in some cases, it's necessary. So, yeah, okay, we will take equity positions in every one of them. We won't launch somebody's channel. Okay, we're talking to a group of hip hop people, okay, about doing something there too, okay, you know. So it'll be a talk show driven, okay, by music and music sales. So there are a number of these opportunities out there, okay, and we will have equity positions in all of them in case they decide to sell it. Okay, we get paid on the back end and we get paid on the front end when sales occur. So yes, okay, good question, actually.
Yeah, Jess in LA, shout out to you, brother. Good guy. Mad Scientist, is this like Tubi, Amazon Prime, Xfinity, or Netflix?
You mean as far as Maybacks is concerned?
Yeah.
No,
I'm assuming that they're referring to Maybacks.
Yeah. Okay. So Maybacks, okay, is what is known as a fast channel. Okay, which is basically an ad-driven channel, free TV. And, you know, what we're able to bring to our audiences, okay, Amazon Prime, okay, Xfinity, Netflix, you know, they're production houses now, right? Okay, they basically have their own proprietary content by producing their own content. We don't produce our own content. Maybe there'll come a time where we do, okay? And if you have a hit show, okay, that can make a company overnight, okay, whether it's Teletubbies or something like that, you know, okay. But, okay, what we do is we acquire content. We're acquiring content every month, okay, and we acquire 200 to 300 titles a month. So our library, okay, we went ahead and acquired back in June of 2023 was 17,000. We're up to 30,000. You know, that's what we own, 30,000 serial television shows and movies, okay, that range from, you know, Kevin Costner movies down to John Wayne movies and, you know, okay, things of that nature, okay, from My Dream of Jeannie, okay, to Heart, you know, okay, we own a bunch of stuff, okay, and we broadcast that over our networks, depending on the genre of network that you're watching. You know, we have networks, okay, that are similar to BET. We have networks, okay, that are similar, okay, to A&E. Okay, similar to Lifetime. Okay, so it's free to watch and it's ad driven. Okay, and that's where we derive our revenues. Two sources, okay, where we derive it. Okay, so between presses, okay, are we top notch or more like Kate? No,
and this is regarding John Don quality. It can vary greatly between. I think he's talking about now we're going back to vinyl.
Yeah, no, hey, John Don. That's good. John Don, that's a good question. Okay, so okay, okay, so we will always produce 180 gram. We're not producing 120 gram records that you can use as frisbees. Okay, that's not what we do. If you look at the quality of the Christmas album that we produce, it is second to none. It was gold. Okay, it was 180 grams. Okay, and it was produced on modern day presses. And there's nothing more modern day than what we have down with the people at Technicolor. Okay, because that is a state-of-the-art facility. So yes, there won't be K-Tel years. I had K-Tel stuff. Okay, I used to buy it, okay, for my grandmother. It was very flimsy, right? Okay, depending on what K-tel it was, okay, you know. Okay, but it's an interesting question you bring up, okay, and the quality is important because we plan, because now we have the ability to broadcast, to start a time life type club, okay, a time life type music. So when my new guy comes in to run it, we're going to task at that point to create a time life library, time life type library with the music, okay, that we have, a record of the month club, so to speak, or a series of records in one consolidation, one sale. So yeah, good question.
And Anthony DeVideo, our last question from the audience. Are you still looking for new board members? If so, what sectors are you looking for board members with experience in?
It would, it's a good question, okay, because eventually, okay, when we go and we uplist, we need to have an independent board of directors. That's part of the corporate governance that you need to meet, whether it's New York Stock Exchange, okay, or NASDAQ. So right now, okay, our board is comprised of Paul Serbiak, who is a principal of the company, Scott Todd, okay, was a licensing genius, okay, that ultimately, okay, is going to serve us well when we go apply for an NFL license, Major League Baseball license. He knows them very well. Okay, it's not for now, but I think before the year is out, okay, one of those could very well happen. Okay, but board members, I think we should look outside listen, a board member's function, okay, is two things. Okay, it's to augment management's expertise and protect the shareholders. Okay. That's what they are there for. Management runs the company. So would I welcome people from outside the areas in which we delve? 100%, because I'm going to need an independent board of directors, okay, to do an uplisting anyhow.
That's a great answer. I like your foresight. I like where your mind's at. It's not about next week. It's not about next month. You clearly have a long-term vision. This has been an absolutely very informative interview. Seriously, I learned a lot. Just from sitting down here. We've talked a couple times, and I think this time I get it even more so now based on your breakdown of the 4 different divisions that you have. Chris Giordano from Authentic Holdings Incorporated, ticker AHRO. Check it out. Now you're going to be back on the show again. I think.
But in the interim, okay, okay, if you so choose, okay, or anybody, okay, just look up my email. If you have further questions, please contact me.
Yeah, and we're going to have him back on in the next 3 to 4 weeks to do an update, see where you're at.
Okay.
And Chris, thank you for joining me on the BFC.
Hey, great. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you for listening in, guys. Okay, and have a great day.
All right, get this guy out of here. Get him out of here. I hope he hangs out backstage so we can have a little post-conference afterwards. But guys, lots of information there. We'll be breaking down this interview and sharing it on the Twitter. So make sure you are following the BFC at Buffalo Fireside on the Twitter. Check out the Patreon. Join our private Discord. It's growing. We have a lot of information. We have a lot of strong people in there that share a lot of solid due diligence. So make sure that you give it a chance, give it a whirl, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. We have 213 people watching live. I got things going on today. I got to get out there. I think we're going to hit up the Dave & Buster's. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go enjoy the day. But I do want to comment real quickly. IGPK looking like it's going to bounce back. That's exciting. ILIS, we're still waiting to hear on uplist news. We're waiting on the CYBL attorney letter. I don't know what has happened in the last hour. Maybe some things have happened in the last hour while we've been doing this interview. But there's a lot of tickers to be excited about. A lot of the companies I'm invested in that I'm excited about. NUMD, really want to hear about that real estate merger. I think that's exciting. I mean, I could just go on and on and on, but we will be reconvening here on Sunday because I'm going to try. Oh, that's right. Hang on, hold on. It's Rob's birthday today. It's Rob's birthday today, and he did mention it. Shout out to Rob. Happy birthday, Rob. He's 55. A strong 55, a good-looking 55. So happy birthday to you, producer Rob. Shout out to everybody a part of the BFC. But yeah, we're gonna have on Sunday at some point. We're gonna organize the time, but ticker FLES, Chris Davenport, the CEO, as well as Brett Rosen. So that should be very informative. We're very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. So make sure you tune in here. I will put out a little a tweet or a X post, whatever we're calling it these days, and let you guys know what time we're going to get together on Sundays. So be ready. to join me here on Sunday. We're not stopping at the BFC. We're going to keep bringing that DD from the source. Guys, smash the like button, subscribe. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We're coming up to the weekend. Have good trades, have good investments, and have a great day. And remember, there's more that binds us than breaks us. Peace out, guys.